I've just recovered from doing the New York City Marathon 2024 and I'm back to running. And I've been doing that in a Novablast 5. Before I give you my initial thoughts of the Novablast 5, let me explain the importance that the Novablast series plays for a runner like me. You see, you've got two spectrums. On one end, the Gel Nimbus series. This is the 26. In my opinion, this one's better though. The 25, that's been my favorite. That is your long, easy, max cushion version that I love from the Asics line, and I have. On the other end, arguably one of the best race day shoes, the lightest shoe that I own, the Metaspeed series. This one is the Sky. In between all of that, if you're trying to build a rotation, would be the Superblast. I don't have that shoe, the first or the second, but it's up there in terms of price. The more affordable version of the Superblast, the Novablast. But this is the fourth and it's just been upgraded. It's time to talk about my initial thoughts of the Novablast 5. Let's do it. So the footage you just watched, 2 runs that I've done coming back from New York City Marathon, recovery, easy, zone 2 run, and this first one was a 10K run. Trying to feel for the shoe and how it feels straight out of the box, but also how it copes in terms of cushioning on an easy run. The second run was today, which is a long run, 13K, but this was more tempo, kind of pushing up the pace a little bit. I challenged this shoe. If you watch any of my videos, I try to do the last split, the last rep to be the fastest in all of that workout. And so I challenged the shoe to see if it can do that. And I must say it held up, but those are the 2 workouts I've done, totaling up to 23K to give you guys my initial thoughts. My name is Ori, I'm a runner and I'm good with being me. At the time of filming this, bam, you've given me 17,641 subscribers. Sincerely from the bottom of my heart. I've never meant this as much as I mean it. Thank you for supporting me. Let's say a few disclosures. Now, normally shoes get sent to me for review. This is a shoe that I bought with my own money at the New York City Marathon Expo. Please trust that the opinions I'm about to give you truly are my own, and just want to share with you my first impressions after running 23K in this shoe. Let's start with the 3 things that I always start any review with that you need to know. Let's start with the price. They haven't changed it. It's still 140 pounds, $140 that I love. In terms of the weight though, it's really weird. The left one is 280 grams and the right one is 270 grams. In terms of the stack height, everything is the same. You got 41.5 at the back, 33.5 at the front, giving you the 8mm drop. With that said, let's review it. Normal English, starting from the heel and working our way down. There you go, that's the heel. I want to start with the heel tab. When I finished my run today, England has decided it's slowly getting into winter. I didn't go out with gloves and my hands, I couldn't feel them, they were cold. This heel tab here, coupled with the tab on the tongue, this made it so easy to get this shoe back on and take it off. So I want to give a nod to that. Normally these things can come across as gimmicky, but it's really, really good. One thing I do love as well is this padding. In a daily trainer, that's what you're looking for. You want that padding that's gonna kind of give you a good lockdown, and when you do the laces, you are held very securely, but that is also comfortable. And I appreciated it for that. I didn't have any issues, and if you notice, there, I didn't do my runner's knot. So I didn't have any heel slips, I didn't have any of those issues at the pace I was doing, even when I pushed it on my second workout. So I really like that for that. The lacing system, you see this? The Gel Nimbus 25 had these little eyelet things in terms of the lacing system, and to be honest, I never liked them. They've kind of done that with this too. If you look, just at the bottom 2 eyelets here, They've done that, whereas the rest of them are just similar to what the Novablast 4 had. Now, I'm not saying that those ones came apart, or they will. I just don't think that kind of system is as resilient as the top two are, and I feel like they've gone backwards in this. Not to say I've had issues, but I thought that's something I should highlight. In terms of the laces, I love these laces. They do have a good texture to them. I tie them, they don't come apart. So nothing really special to talk about. I just wanted to point out the difference in the eyelets, the bottom two, as compared to the rest. Let's talk about the tongue. Now, in a world where some shoes are not gusseted, I'm gonna take any gusseting you're gonna give me. So, with this one, the attachments in the inside of the shoe in terms of the tongue are pretty low down. It's some sort of a semi-gusset, a semi-attachment, but to me, I would take that. It does exactly what it needs to. What I like the most about the tongue though, as much as it is aesthetic, but this little strip that runs in the middle of the tongue, you can feed the laces through that, and that fixes the tongue even more. But like I mentioned to you, I prefer using that as part of the tabs when getting the shoe on. It really is helpful. That's one thing I want to highlight. Secondly, the texture of the tongue itself. At the bottom of the tongue, you're going to see the perforations. Absolutely key in terms of making the shoe breathable. More importantly, at the top of it, you're going to see that the tongue has padding. That's always important, in my opinion anyway. When you're trying to get a lockdown, you're going to really tie these laces really tight. That padding prevents that lace bite. So well done on Asics on doing that. But in terms of the actual upper, it's pretty basic. However, they've changed it from what was the woven one. Now the woven upper, the disadvantages of it, as breathable as it was, it stays what it is. Whereas with this new material, don't care what they call it. It's a jacquard mesh, a new engineering kind of format. This kind of takes a bit more of your foot in terms of the stretch and feel of this upper. It's a definite significant improvement, and I experienced that. Absolutely love the colorway. I've heard mixed emotions, but I actually like this colorway. I think it works for my style, and I can style it up with different socks. I think it's really cool, just my opinion. It is breathable, and you can see the perforations within that. You'll be able to see it. It has worked very well, but to be honest, I don't really need a shoe to be breathable right now. England is slowly turning into winter. Let's talk about the midsole. Now this midsole, the best way to define it, Goldilocks. That's how I defined the Novablast 4 before, but it took getting to 20-30K in the Novablast 4 to break it in and give you the feeling that I feel Asics designed for that shoe. This felt great coming out of the box. Now here is why. I feel the change that you see there, FF Blast Max, makes it a much more pleasant ride for me. I feel like if you're looking for something ground feel, a bit firmer, then this to you will feel like maybe Asics have gone backwards. Bang! Let's talk about this outsole. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, there is nothing special here. It's grippy. It's covering this midsole to the extent that you need it to. If you want to pick faults, I think you could say that there are parts of the midsole that you're going to see there that are exposed, but to be honest with you, those aren't really going to affect the ride of the shoe, nor the durability of it. I think Asics have done that. They've covered all the key landing places all the way around, as well as that key midsection. I'm not too worried about the durability here. So in terms of the outsole, honestly it worked. You will see I tested it on different terrains. It didn't let me down, it worked very well. Now to the most important part of this review. What the heck is this shoe for, and should you buy it? This one is gonna be easy to answer. Not everyone requires a running shoe rotation. We don't all have the privilege of having a shoe for an easy run, a long run, tempo, race day in a No. Most people just need one shoe. Now, if you're gonna ask for one shoe from the Asics line, it's a no-brainer that is the Superblast 2 from what I hear. I say that because I haven't tested that shoe myself. But that shoe comes at a £200 price point. This to me, for that person that is looking for one shoe, that doesn't want to stretch to £200 for a pair of shoes, this is gonna be that shoe.